This is a disaster for the Dodgers. Did not need this to happen at with 30 some odd games left in the season. This did not need to happen. What am I talking about? Shohei getting hit while pitching, and he is going to be taking the game off today. Unfortunately, we're not going to see him play, and this will be only the third game that he has missed. It's Dodger Digest. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. Let's get down to business. The story, of course, the big story. Shohei Ohtani won't play in today's game versus the Rockies. And Dodgers are playing it down. They're saying it's not because he was hit. That was already planned. And I'm going to have to tend to agree with them on that. I heard the announcement yesterday saying that he was going to be out of the game. And this is before, excuse me, this is before he got hit. So he is out of the game. Not going to see him. And that injury, the problem about that injury for Shohei is that's actually the same exact spot on the thigh where he was hit with a pitch earlier in the season. So that's going to be a huge hematoma. We talked about it back then. Is it more than one game? You're sure going to need him against the Padres, but we'll have to get into the same story on that and see what's going to happen. Is the bullpen safer? That's what I wonder. Is the bullpen safer for the guy? All right. Here is how it went down. The injury occurred fourth inning, yesterday's loss, with Ohtani on the mound. Rockies infielder Orlando Arcia hit a line drive shot directly at Ohtani. The ball hit Ohtani in the right thigh. He didn't seem too fazed by the injury initially. Attempted to field the ball. It failed to get the out and gave up one more run in the frame before getting out of the inning. So while Ohtani remained in the game for a few innings, he was eventually pulled by manager Doc before the bat in the eighth inning. And obviously, when you get hit, and it's a line drive too as well, that's a ball coming at you near 100 miles an hour and hitting you directly into the thigh. Now, I've had a thigh injury much similar to that by getting hit with another person on a skateboard and his knee hitting me directly in the middle at high speed. And the hematoma from that, the knee swelled up and you could see it. All the blood was over the kneecap. So obviously Dodgers will tend to it right away. But I think that's a lingering injury. He's not going to be stealing any bases. It might not affect him too much as far as what he's doing behind the plate or at the plate. But I tell you what, that's an injury that could be something you don't want. And then you start asking yourself, is it too much? Is expecting him to be a starter and expecting him to be the DH a little too much for Ohtani? Is there a situation where maybe the bullpen, as a closer comes in? He's done it before. I mean, it's not like he's never been in that situation before. You got to look at it, though. This is the first time since 2023 because last year he was all DH the whole entire year. Now he's a two-way player. The workload is huge, 3.47 ERA, National League leading 1.014 on the OPS style. Ohtani's only missed 2 games this season, just 2, in the starting lineup where he was paternity leave for the birth of his daughter in April. Ohtani has always been the Dodgers' designated hitter, leading the team 123 starts. He was absent in April. Rosario was the one who filled in for him, and he is going to be out for today's game. So it makes you wonder, too, as well, could he just step to being a closer? I mean, Kershaw closing Game 7, 2018 NLCS. Could Shohei be the one to continue in that tradition? Look, Buehler closing things out in the World Series last year. I mean, what's the thoughts on it? Well, Fabian Ardaya had this to say. I could see it, absolutely, said pitching coach Mark Pryor. Or he said on the Dan Patrick Show, nothing is guaranteed, but possibility was discussed back in June as Ohtani prepared his return to the rotation. And this is what Fabian Ardaya wrote from The Athletic. So I don't know where you feel on this. To me, just kind of looking at the situation, maybe it is a better situation for him not to be a starter. And if you're going to have a plethora of starters, I have the latest injuries and updates coming up in transactions for the Dodgers. We'll get to that in just a second. But if you get Roki back, well, then you have a plethora of starting pitchers. Is it more obvious that maybe he does take that ninth inning closing role? I mean, you never know. After all, the Dodgers have starting pitchers to spare. That's what we talk about that. Adam Wells of the Bleacher Report wrote that. Some will have to move to the bullpen, and why not Ohtani? He's up to 5 innings per start, making capable of a quick relief inning or a longer appearance mid-game. and it would be his first. It wouldn't be his first rodeo. Ohtani did close out Team Japan's 2023 World Baseball Classic at the championship game, and he did that. So, yeah, but the problem is, and even Mike has said this a bunch too as well, is if you bring him in for long relief in the middle of the game and you want to pull him out, then he's out of the game. You can't bring him back in. So that's an issue for the Dodgers right there. So you're better off using him later in the game because then you're done using him at that point. So that's the story right there on Shohei. And what's the latest Dodgers injuries and transactions going on? Well, Diaz was sent down. He was not. I mean, his ERA was kind of ballooned up a little bit, so he's been sent down. And then they bought Gervais up, who pitched in last night's game. So that's that. As far as the latest injuries, what's going on with Kike Hernandez? When is he going to be back? Well, he went 2 for 3 in OKC. I think he had a double in that game. Love the sound of that. And so August 25th, that's what the Dodgers are saying, that we will see Kike back in the lineup. So to me, that's after the Padres series. Roki, second rehab for him. His velocity's back. Yes. Velo in the house. We'll take that. He pitched, 3 1/3 innings, 60 pitches. He did give up 2 runs, but also had 2 strikeouts. And they say the same thing back on August 25th. So after the Padres series, we're talking Kike, we're talking Roki. Tanner Scott, he pitched 1 scoreless inning, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Like the sound of that. And they're saying after the Padres series as well. Kirby Yates, same deal after the Padres series. And Hae-Sung Kim, rehab coming up. So they still say end of the month. So probably another week or so, maybe a little bit more than that. And Kopech, 2 rehab. He's had success. So you got to think Kopech's going to come back after the Padres series too as well. So you know what I'm talking about, the perfect storm. Brad Stradamus has predicted the perfect storm coming for the Dodgers, and that's exactly what's going to happen because all these guys are going to get back right at the right time when we need them, because every single game at this point is a must-win situation. Here's how the breakdown went for the pitching last night. Not good. Ohtani, 4 innings, 9 hits. It was a hit parade with Ohtani on the mound. 5 runs, all 5 earned. Did have 3 strikeouts. That is pushed his ERA to 4.61. Enriquez, I like this guy, man. Still 0 ERA. I think I like him later in the games. I think Doc brings him in a little early. He did give up 2 hits, but I like what he's doing. Gervais, who they just brought up from OKC, he had a little trouble there. Gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run on that, but did have 2 strikeouts, 4.32. His ERA. Dreyer, who's been pretty much money the last few games, not so much money yesterday. 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 K, 3.03 his ERA. Well, you're going to have those. Those are going to happen every now and then for sure. All right, and that's going to do it. Dodgers Digest. Brad J with you always. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, it's a day game. Dodgers got to get away, break the even, got to get 2 wins against them, and then face the Padres next for 3 at Petco. Tell you what, it's going to be on fire. Dodgers with a 1-game lead over the Padres. Every game is a must-win at this point. All right, subscribe, like, turn on notifications. I'm Brad J. This is Dodger Digest. And as you go through the day, just think Dodger Blue and let's go Dodgers.